Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. I'm Khurul Isfahani, but you can call me Khurul. I'm from class 4C and majoring in English Education Department, UIN Sunan Gunung Djati, Bandung. Today, I'm gonna tell you the material what I've learned in Teyl course. There are two materials that I want to talk to. The first material is how to deal with the different types of young learners, and the second material is about the principle of Teyl. So, let's start the first material. How to deal with the different types of young learners. Before we learn how to deal with them, we should know the different types of young learners. There are 4 different types of young learners that I've learned. The first type is active learners. Active learners is the learners that can discover how to use their inner voice and visualizations to make content memorable and easy to encode. Active learners actively seek to understand the subject material, clarify anything which they do not understand, and may extend the scope of their learning into areas outside of specified coursework. And the second type is passive learners. What is it? Passive learners may quietly absorb information and knowledge without typically engaging with the information. They may not interact with others, share insights, as contribute to a dialogue. So, how to deal with them? As a future teacher, we need to give everyone equal chance to speak up, give reinforcements such as compliments or reward, walk around the class so everyone will get your attention, mix the passive and active students in the same groups, but you have to make sure everyone does their job, and change the seating arrangement. Sometimes some students are passive because they think you don't pay attention to them, and call out their names and give motivating words. For example, after passive students answer questions, you can say, "Wow, that was a great idea," or you can say, "Wow, your idea is so amazing," something like that. And the last is the personal approach. If all else fail, talk to the passive learners personally outside the class. And then also there are fast learner and slow learners. What is fast learners? Fast learners is the student who embodies the skills of being a strategic thinker and a good listener and applies them to learning quickly. And the last type is slow learners. Who is it? The slow learners is the students of below average intelligence whose thinking skills and scholastic performance have developed significantly more slowly than the pace of their age. And how to deal with them? Teacher needs to apply their tutoring. You can make the fast learner being a tutors of the slow learners, or you can apply mixed groups of fast and slow learners in group discussion. You also can do comprehension check, especially on the slow learners. Ask questions to both types. Don't focus only on the slow or on the fast. Walk around the class, vary the learning methods, vary the level of difficulties of the tasks, change the seating arrangement regularly, give special treatment or attention to the slow learners, give encouragement to the fast learners, give remedial teaching to the slow learners, give feedback so students know their ability, and do personal approach, talk to a specific learner if needed. So I think that's all the material about how to deal with the different types of young learners. Let's move to the next material, that is the principle of Teyl. There are four principles of the EYL. The first is meaningful learning. The second is implicit learning. The third is contextual learning. And the last is learner-centered. So we start from the first principle, which is meaningful learning. What is meaningful learning? Meaningful learning is a process in which students link new information to relevant concepts that they already process, and the aim is to achieve deep understanding through the contextualization of the knowledge with prior knowledge and experience. For the example, the concept of cause and effect, instead of just memorizing the definition, learners could be taught through examples that connect to their real-life experiences. And then the second is implicit learning. What is it? Implicit learning is learning strategy that does not involve special instructions or learning processes that are obtained from outside awareness. It means that someone who learns from experience and gets used to it. For example, parents' habit of using English makes children more familiar with and easier to speak English. And then the third is contextual learning. What is it? Contextual learning is learning that is carried out by applying knowledge or language that can be used in real situations in the learner's lives. For the example, providing an example sentence that uses a new word. And then the last is learner-centered. What is it? Learner-centered is a term used in education to describe an approach that places the needs and interests of the learner at the center of the teaching and learning process. For example, during class discussion and activities, the teacher would encourage students to share their own interpretations and perspectives on the text rather than simply providing a correct interpretation. The teacher would also provide opportunities for students to work collaboratively and give feedback to each other. So I think that's all the principle of the EYL. Hope you understand what I explained. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.